So, today, or more like tonight, I'm going to be telling you guys a spooky story about a witch. And in this story, I'm going to ask you to make different noises for me that go along with the different characters. There will be 7 different noises to make. And you can kind of interpret how you'd like them to sound. For example, a witch's sound may be cackle. And a boiling pot could be bubble, bubble. Maybe a monster is grrr. But really, do what you want. Make it sound fun. Get involved. Alright, here we begin. Lit by our light over here. Once upon a time, there was an old witch.
Cackle.
She lived in a cottage deep in the woods. In this cottage, she had a cat.
Hiss.
This cat,
Hiss.
his name was Whiskers, and he was a very, very grumpy cat, much like his owner. One day, late in October, the witch
Cackle.
decided to make a stew. For this stew, she pulled out her big black pot.
Bubble, bubble.
And she also took out a cookbook. And it was named 101 Recipes to Bubble and Boil. While she was looking through it, she came across a few recipes. The witch
Cackle.
thought maybe she would make macaroni and fleas, hamburgers and potato lips. The witch
Cackle.
ended up deciding on a recipe for a stinky, slimy stew. As she was making this stew, she heard a knock at her door.
Creak.
She peeked through her window, and she saw outside a monster,
Grrr.
a werewolf,
Ow.
and a ghost.
Boo.
The witch
Cackle.
decided to open up the door
Creak.
and invited them all in. She said, "I have this stew brewing. Would you like to try some?" Well, the monster
Grrr.
took one look at the stew, and all of its hair stood straight up on its back because it couldn't imagine eating such a stew. The ghost
Boo.
smelt it and turned white as a sheet because it was so afraid of the smell. Oh, it was bat wings frying. It was terrible. And then the werewolf
Ow.
noticed the bubbling eyeballs spilling over and couldn't imagine even tasting such a stew. Well, the witch
Cackle.
was very disappointed and told the monster,
Grrr.
the ghost,
Boo.
and the werewolf
Ow.
to leave right out the front door.
Creak.
Well, as they were all scurrying out, she noticed there were a bunch of monsters,
Grrr.
trolls, princesses, and superheroes all approaching. And as they were coming up, they yelled, "Trick or treat!" And she was so frightened. The witch
Cackle.
was so scared, she grabbed her grumpy old cat,
Hiss.
and she grabbed her broom, and she ran out her back door,
Creak.
and she was never seen again.